Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique All Game Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. And what is the Monday painting video and what's it all about? Well, the Monday painting video is a painting video, but the models or models that get painted are voted on by you guys. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so what won the vote? The wild card won the vote. And the wild card this week is the Plague Bearers. So interesting, very interesting. There's a lot of individual detail on individual models. You see the pipe player, or the musicians, I say, the champion, or the sergeant, if you want to call him that, or the plague ridden, I think he's actually called. With skulls hanging off, heads hanging off, and all that sort of lovely dirtiness. Even the standard is absolutely lovely. So the first thing I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with some Plague Bearer flesh, which is the way to go. And the only thing with these models that I haven't done, I haven't put Astro Granite on their base and then put a black trim around the base. So unfortunately that's the only thing I haven't done. But see, when models are the wild card, I just don't think that no one's going to vote on them. So I just don't really panic about getting the base sorted out and everything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the Plague Bearer flesh, and I'm literally going to paint all of the fleshy skin areas. Now I'm not going to show you every single detail, but I'm going to paint the majority of one. This Plague Bearer fresh contrast paint. I'm using a shade brush just to get in, just to cover as much as possible in a short amount of time. Now he has loads of boils and pusses all over his body. It doesn't matter if you get them. It doesn't really matter if you don't. Okay, so if you do get them, that's not a big issue. Try not to, but so it doesn't matter because there's more to the actual boils themselves. This one's got a lovely stomach. Look at his belly, absolutely lovely. So I'm going to switch up brushes a little bit and just go for a smaller brush just to get into the little nitty-gritty bits. And I'll come back to you when I've done that. So here's how we're looking. I mean, it's still slightly wet here and there. As you can see, some shiny. Now I'm going to take some lead belcher and I'm going to paint all of their weapons with silver. And I've got the lead belcher on the wet palette, so I can control how much is there and it pours it down as well. So I'm going to crack on to the rest of the weapons on all the other guys, and the standard actually. Just standard. A quick silver down. Next I'm going to come in with Skeleton's Horde contrast paint. I'm going to get all the horns. The rain's coming down again, surprise surprise. There was a few rumbles of thunder off in the distance, so I don't know if that's going to start thunder and lightning, I don't know, but and their little toes as well. I'm going to get his teeth. So they're not going to have lovely teeth. I'm going to do the rest of the horns on all the guys and the toenails and the teeth. I also skeleton hoarded the staff. Now I'm going to come in with some Retributor armour, and I'm going to paint all of these bells. I'm going to come in, I'm not trying to paint over it, but I'm just trying to push whatever's left on the brush onto that little symbol there. And I'm going to come along and just do the same thing again, but around the edges of these big massive holes. Some people are going to go, what the hell are you doing? You'll see in a minute. Right, so I'm going to come in with some Goodman flesh, but before I do that, I'm going to come in with a smaller brush. Just a few little bits of white sticking through. I want to get rid of. And I'm going to come in with Goodman flesh. I'm going to paint all of these faces with Goodman flesh. Not even being shy of it, just slap it on. You'll see it when it dries, it's just all like flesh. Goodman flesh was my colour that I went to all the time when it was trying to do flesh, but now I've discovered a better way. This guy's got a head on his swinging off of him as well. I'm going to come in, just, and don't be shy of it, just slap it on. It's too much on the brush. Just scoop it off. Put it back in the pot. And leave those to dry for a few minutes. And I'll come back to the next thing. I'm going to come back in with some Agrax Earthshade. I'm not going to use a big shade brush for this, I'm going to use a little brush because I want to control it. I'm going to come in here and I'll run it across the blade. That's looking kind of tasty now. I'm going to do that to the rest of the guys on their weapons. Right, I'm on the standard, so I'm going to come in with the Agrax Earthshade. Get a good healthy amount over all of this. The Retributor armour will just really make it stand out even more. See that rear armour just looking really absolutely just like dirty old rotten metal. So here's where we're at. You can still see the contrast paint, Plague Bearer Fresh, is still wet. That's how quick these guys are to paint. Weapon's looking absolutely lovely. Now I've got some Mephiston red on the wet palette. I'm going to take some water to one side of it and really water it down a little bit more. I'm going to come in, take care of all these bits first. I'm going to get the eye. And then I'm going to look around the model, select that bit on his leg there. The contrast paint is still, the Plague Bearer Flesh, Plague Bearer Flesh is still wet. So I'm just going to mix it in a bit. Give it a nice little horrible colour. Now I'm going to do that on all of the guys and then come back to you for the next bit. So now I'm going to come in with some Frozen Camo Shade. I'm going to start with the Musician. I'm just going to come over the top, just give his pipes a little quick once over to make him look a bit more dirty. It's not really making much of a difference to this guy. But this guy's where it really stands out, because that's where we're at so far. I'm going to come in, and the Agrax Earthshade is still a little bit wet, so it's going to be like a 2 shades wet blending each other. It's going to be a bit mad. Do this side actually, so you can see what I mean. This side over to here, I've did the Agrax Earthshade. And this side over here as this side here is only the Agrax Earthshade. This side here is both the Agrax Earthshade and the Frozen Camo Shade wet blended. You can see the clear difference. There's a fly buzzing around now. The only thing with these washes and the wet blending them, they are going to try and pull towards the bottom. So you just have to keep an eye on them. I'm actually going to hold this one for a few minutes and take the brush back to it and just spread it if I need to. Right, so I've put some Euro Yellow on the wet palette and some Flanix Yellow on the wet palette next to each other. And here's what I'm going to do. Let me just show you this, because all the paint's dry. Look how lovely and disgusting that looks. Right, so I'm going to take a Plague Bearer. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to start with the Euro Yellow, which is the darker one of the two. And these are layer paints, so they will go and brighten themselves down. I'm going to pick out these spots and boils on him. There's absolutely no let up on that rain. All of my Republic of Ireland viewers will know the weather's been absolutely insane. Today was 22 degrees and then now it's just pissing rain, it won't stop raining. So there we have. Sorry, I forgot to say, this is actually taking it beyond battle ready now. Okay, So I'm going to leave that to dry. I'm going to do the same colour on the rest of them, and I'll come back to you again, guys. So here's how it's looking. The yellow just takes a little bit away from the green and mixes in nicely. Now I'm going to take the Flanix yellow, which is another layer paint, and I'm literally going to go over each little bit, but just the tiniest little. So I want it to really, the spots of his body to really stand out. You know, actually, I'm not going to do every single one. So you're going to have different types of pus on him. That map looks amazing. Just one simple colour. I'm going to crack on and do the rest. And I'll come back to you then, guys. And there we have it, guys. Very, very easy, very simple. I'll bring you down and show you some pretty pictures in a minute. There are different ways to paint in Plague Bearer. So instead of starting with Plague Bearer flesh, you could have started with like one of the brown contrast paints, and then bring in some lighter browns, you know, to edge around the cutting, like to edge around like this sort of bit here. Focus this for me. So you could do it with a brown contrast, and then bring like a lighter brown around the cuts and stuff. And then when you put the red, you can even put green into the cuts to make it look like it's just rotten. It's very versatile unit, different ways of painting them. Thank you for everyone that voted. I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures in a minute. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel out in a massive, massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything I produce. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video with more and more people. One other thing I'm going to say is, I was asked questions about the technical paint and, you know, basing and gravel and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think it was last weekly Wednesday. So what I'm going to do this weekly Wednesday, I'm going to have some of these gravelled up, not gravelled, but the technical paint, extra granite. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll have a few of them dried up ready. Actually, probably have all of them dried up ready, and then one of them blank, and I'll show you on the weekly Wednesday how to apply it and how it works. And then I'll do the dry brushing on the other ones to show you that as well, because I've been meaning to take the Brood Lord, the Swarm Lord, and the Tyranid Lictor that I painted ages ago for the Tyranid army, and do a few bits extra on those just to spruce them up a little bit. Because I think the Hunter Kid, the Screamer Killer that I painted up a few weeks ago is actually just thrown it out the park in terms of, you know, painting style of Tyranid. So I think I need to spruce the other two guys up a little bit. I wanted to do that a few weekly Wednesdays ago and I kept forgetting. So I'm going to do the bases this week, so you had to do those, and I'm going to spruce the two of those up on camera, and we'll have the questions and the voters normal and everything else. So guys, thank you all for watching. Thank you for voting. Any comments about this video or anything else, you know, painting ways that I painted these guys with, chuck them below as normal. Hit the buttons for me, guys. Until next time, take it easy.